Alright, this is Henry again, and this is a really important video for me because it marks the beginning of something really significant for my gunpla career. Just a few days ago, I started the largest project that I've ever attempted, and likely the largest project that I will ever attempt. And this is the first work in progress video. Now, back last year in the summer, I did my tall geese project, and I think it was a huge success. It turned out exactly the way I wanted it to. But when I finished that project, I got a taste of something that I hadn't had before, scratch building. I mean, I'd had a little bit of experience scratch building, small things here and there, but when I did that 1/100 scale Leo, it was the first time I had just completely redone a mobile suit and made it into something different. And given tall geese and Leo have a lot of similarities, but still, you get my point. And you know, usually when I finish a kit, I have a certain sense of accomplishment about it. Okay, I did a good job on it. But when I finished that Leo, it was something different. It was something more meaningful than just snapping a kit together and painting it and airbrushing it and all that stuff. I'd actually created a model kit that at that point didn't exist. Because back when in July of 2011, when I finished the Leo, there was no 1/100 scale Leo model kit ever, anywhere. Since then, B Club has made a 1/100 scale Resin Leo, but at the time, there was no 1/100 scale Leo, and that was just something really kind of profound for me. And again, I got that same feeling in a way when I did my Heavy Arms and Sandrock resin kits, when I did the resin casting and the scratch building to convert them back and forth between their normal and Kai versions. I got that same feeling, and I've been doing this for almost 12 years now. I started in summer of 2000, and I have remarkably little scratch building experience up until summer of 2011. But I've really developed a hunger for it, and I want to do it more and more. And I've really been looking up techniques on scratch building and practicing with the Oz project and Heavy Arms and Sandrock and the resin casting. I had mentioned in Heavy Arms and Sandrock's work in progress videos that the resin casting was practice for something much bigger, and that bigger thing is my next project that I'm about to start on. And it's just scratch building really, it is kind of funny. When I finished that Leo, all of a sudden all these ideas started popping in my head, all of these projects that previously weren't possible until you entered the realm of scratch building. Master Grade Gundam Hazel, I've thought about that. Master Grade Mogwanac, or not Master Grade, but 1/100 scale Mogwanac, I've thought about that. 1/100 scale Devil Gundam, I've actually thought about making a 1/100 scale Devil Gundam. And these things might seem impossibly hard at first, but really it's not so much the difficulty of scratch building them, it's just having the focus and the resolve and determination to push through the project and get it done. Because in all honesty, it doesn't really matter if it's perfect. What matters is that you actually get it done and have something in your possession that nobody else has, a kit that you've scratch built yourself. And that's the really beautiful thing about scratch building to me, is having something that previously did not exist. It's just such a different feeling from having something that you can, you know, go to Gundam Store and more and order, and you've got a master grade that, you know, thousands of other people have. It's just really a different feeling, and it's really exciting when you really just sit there and think about it, about all the possibilities. Because once you open yourself up to scratch building, the doors are just blown wide open. Nothing is out of the realm of possibility anymore. I mean, if you want something badly enough and you're willing to put forth the time and effort to make it, you can make absolutely anything. And I think that's part of the thing that really is driving me for this big project. So what I'm going to be doing is an expansion of my Tolgies project from last year. And I'm calling it the Oz Project. And it's pretty much fueled by my love of Gundam Wing, which you guys are familiar with, and my desire to have kits that previously didn't exist and probably will never exist. Because some of the kits I'm going to be building in this project, I guarantee you, will never be made by Bandai, and resin kit manufacturers will probably never even make them. So what I'm going to be doing is making 11 1-to-100 scale model kits. I'm going to be making Leo space type, Aries, Cancer, Pisces, Taurus, Tragos, Mercurius, Ve8, Virgo, and Virgo 2, all in 1-to-100 scale. And I realize that this is a very, very tall order. Like I said, this is the biggest project I've ever attempted, and likely the biggest one I will ever attempt. And trust me, I've put plenty of thought into this. I've been planning this project since, I think, October. I was sitting at my computer looking up images on the internet of various mobile suits, and it just hit me, and I just kind of froze about the gravity of the idea that it just popped in my head of scratch building all of these mobile suits. And by my estimate, I think it's probably going to take me about a year to complete this project. Give or take a little bit, I don't know. Now, not all of these are going to be 100% scratch built. Some of them will be. About half of them I'll be able to base on, well, no, 3 of them I'm going to be basing on previously existing kits. About half of them I'll be able to scratch build one kit and then use resin casting to recast parts and make copies to make the other mobile suits, which will really cut down on time and energy. It won't cut down on cost, but it will cut down on time and energy, and in my opinion, that's going to be worth it. Now, I know what you might be thinking, oh, you already made a 1-to-100 scale Leo, and I did, and I'm proud of that Leo. But it wasn't perfect. There were things that could have been done better on that kit. And I've taken note of some of those, and I'm going to be applying those improvements to my 1-to-100 scale Leo that I'm going to be making for the Oz project. And like I said, with resin casting, I can base a Leo off of a Tolgies 3 like I did last time, and then use resin casting to copy some of those parts to make the Leo space type. Really cut down on time and energy there. Let's see, Aries is another one. As a lot of you probably know, B Club has recently announced that they're making a 1-to-100 scale Aries resin kit. Now, some of you might say, why don't you just use that Aries in your Oz project instead of scratch building one? Well, I haven't 100% made up my mind what I'm going to do about Aries. Originally, I was going to scratch build it. It was going to be fully posable and transform into flight mode and all that stuff. But B Club's 1-to-100 scale Leo they made is not posable, it's fixed pose. And based on the description of their 1-to-100 scale Aries, I don't think it's going to be posable either. I think it's also going to be fixed pose. Now, if that kit is constructed in such a way that I could easily articulate it, an easier time than I had with Heavy Arms and Sandrock, I may consider using B Club's Aries for the Oz project. If it's going to be a pain in the butt to add joints to that kit, I may go ahead and scratch build my own. And I already plan on getting the B Club Aries, and if it is going to be a pain in the butt to articulate, then I'll just have 2 Aries. because I'm getting the B Club kit regardless, and I just haven't made up my mind whether or not I'm going to scratch build an Ares. So I'm putting Ares off until later on in the Oz project so I can make up my mind about that. But yeah, that's pretty much what my projects are going to be for the next year or so. I'm not going to be working on this continuously. Like the Oz project, where I took a couple breaks to do like Master Grade Epion, for example, I'm going to be taking breaks here and there in the Oz project. Otherwise, I'll just get overwhelmed and burnt out, and I'll just shut down. So, like Master Grade Banshee, I intend to buy that and build it. But a lot of you are probably asking, what's the first kit? Well, I had originally planned on doing Ares first, but due to personal reasons, I'm going to be doing Virgo first. And then B Club announced their Resin Ares, so that put Ares even further down the line. And this wouldn't really be a work-in-progress video unless I actually had work to show you, so let's take a look at what I've got. This is my 1/100 scale Virgo, or at least a very, very rough mock-up of the Virgo. It's in its very beginning stages. I've only been working on it for a few days now. What I've done is if you remember my old 1/100 scale tall geese, I reviewed it back in 2008 or 2009, shortly after I started my YouTube channel. That kit has been sacrificed to help make the Virgo. And I've also purchased a 1/100 scale Serpent custom, as you can see here. I didn't use a lot of parts from it, unfortunately, but then again, I was willing to pay the price for the kit if it made building Virgo a little bit easier. As you can see, I've used Serpent's torso, even though I've started to remodel it a bit, Serpent's head, Serpent's forearms, and I'll be using Serpent's beam cannon to help make Virgo's beam cannon as well. But this is the rough shape, and like Leo, it'll just be refined little by little over time, and I'll be doing periodic work-in-progress videos. I'm not going to try and stuff everything I do to create Virgo into one video like I did for Leo. I'm just going to do periodic work-in-progress videos to show you guys where I'm at. And let's see, I actually sketched out a 1/100 scale drawing of the Virgo. Virgo is a 16.3 meter mobile suit, so I got 16.3 centimeters and sketched out a Virgo. I did two different ones. Can't really decide which one I like better. I've got line art up here. I've got the official line art, and then I've got Mark Simmons line art for Virgo as a constant reference up here. I've also got images of the 1/144 scale Virgo kit by B Club on my computer. I'm using those as reference as well. Another valuable reference for this project is going to be Mercurius and Ve8. This is the 1/144 scale one. Mercurius and Ve8 are very, very, very similar to the Virgo. In fact, a lot of the parts, about half of the parts, are just identical to Virgo. Like the feet, the lower legs, the kneecaps are different, but the upper legs are the same. The side skirts are a little bit different, not much different. The waist section is the same. The lower torso is exactly the same. The upper torso is different. The arms are exactly the same with the exception of the shoulder armor, obviously. The head is not the same, but it's very, very similar. I mean, you just change up the forehead and put two little fins on the side, and you've got a Virgo head. So, this little Ve8 is going to be a valuable tool as well. And as you can see, here was my first attempt at making the shoulder armor. It was a miserable failure. I'm not going to be using this. But at least I learned that that's not the way to do the shoulder armor, so I think I'm actually going to have to end up buying a heat gun and melting the plastic so it can actually form it around a sphere or something, like a ping pong ball, I don't know. But I'll figure something out. It'll definitely get done. So I guess that about does it for my first work-in-progress video for 1/100 scale Virgo, and my announcement video for the Oz project in general. And I know this has been a long video, and I really appreciate all of you who have sat through the entire thing, but I just wanted to make sure I explain this project in its entirety and really got the whole thing off my chest, just so everyone understands what I'm attempting here. So I guess that about does it for this video, and with that, I'll see you guys next time.